Sebastian, do you have it?
Yes, I found him.
Then secure the neural pathway.
I'm Jenn from TheGameJar, and we're here with Ben and Pete from White Paper Games. That's the one. They're showing off Ether 1 on the Oculus Rift. So can you tell us a bit about Ether 1 first, and then we'll go into Oculus Rift later?
Yeah, cool. Ether 1 is a first-person adventure game that focuses on kind of old school puzzle solving. That's kind of like games like Myst and those kind of like traditional kind of adventure games. It's all about going into the mind of somebody who's unfortunately not very well from a specific kind of mental health issue. And your role is to kind of restore and heal and kind of help them kind of along the way. As you're exploring, you find out more about yourself and other kind of factors, but it's very much about going in there, solving puzzles, restructuring memories. So we put it as kind of like it's all about searching, solving, and restoring. So that's kind of what the game's about.
So we've just been looking at the screens. It's a bit strange, obviously, because we're watching it through Oculus Rift at the moment. Yeah. Where did you get your art style from? Because it's really beautiful, to be honest.
It was a while to start developing the art style, and we've gone through about 3 or 4 iterations of the art style. We always knew we wanted to do hand-painted, low-poly stuff. Like the art style kind of lent into our team size and what we wanted to achieve as well. Like low-poly, hand-painted stuff is obviously quicker to do than the next-gen, high-res stuff. So that was one consideration, like time and how long it would take us to develop. And then once we knew what style we wanted to go for, it was just about trying different things out and making sure it fit into the game world and how all the puzzles fit together. So that's how it goes.
So can you tell me a bit about White Paper Games, how you guys got together, what you've been working on, that sort of thing?
Well, Pete and I did a Masters in Game Design together at University of Central Lancashire, and when we kind of graduated, we decided that rather than getting like jobs in kind of the large kind of industry, we really wanted to start our own thing and create our kind of own games. We had pretty strong ideas on what we wanted to do. It kind of snowballed from there, really. Like when we started developing and started coming up with ideas, other people that had done the courses prior to us or were doing the courses kind of got involved. Like OJ, our artist, kind of got involved that way, and so did James. And then we got the prototype fund, didn't we? The Abertay University's prototype fund, which allowed us to kind of expand the team a little bit, move into a studio, and kind of get grounded as kind of a studio. But we've pretty much just been working on Ether, haven't we? So for quite a while now. So. Yeah.
So is there a story behind the name Ether 1? Like why specifically that?
It refers to the idea of ethereal kind of projection, which is kind of projecting your consciousness out of your body and into someone else's kind of mind. It also has some other kind of ties in the story. I can't really kind of say, otherwise it starts giving things away. But we call it Ether 1 because it's essentially a 2-part kind of story. So that's kind of, but Ether is the kind of prime word in that, really.
So what does Oculus Rift bring to Ether 1 that it wouldn't necessarily have otherwise?
Well, I mean, we didn't originally start out the project with the Rift in mind because obviously we're developing for the Rift. And we saw that what the guy on Kickstarter was doing, and we kind of thought it was interesting technology, but we didn't want to say, oh yeah, we'll just support the Rift just because it's the end thing to do. It's easily integrated into the Unreal Engine, which is what we're using right now. And so we mainly just wanted to get our hands on the new technology and try it out for ourselves. So we got one, and it actually worked really well with what we're trying to do. It's not a fast-paced style game. It's kind of a game where you walk around the environment and take in whatever you want and take it at your own pace while solving all the puzzles and everything. And it was just a really comfortable fit straight away. It was easy to integrate. Dave, our programmer, has been working really hard on getting the really nice touches to make it feel really good. I mean, it's crazy because we got like a 15-minute queue now for our booth, and we're just a small indie game, and people are actually queuing. I don't know why. I think when they get to the front of the queue and realize what they're actually playing, they're not going to be as impressed. I don't know. It just feels like that. It feels like we're falsifying people in some way, but it's great to see, and it's cool peripheral for our game as well.
I think the 3D brings surprisingly, because we never designed the game with 3D in mind. We designed it just like a traditional immersive kind of adventure game, but as soon as you put the goggles on and suddenly the world's 3D and you kind of see that depth and you can kind of look in dustbins and see things at the bottom, it kind of really adds to exploration, which is kind of what the game's based in the first place, exploring, finding information, using that kind of to solve things and move forward the story. Also, because you get stuck in a world and you got your headphones on, you start losing. It's like you're actually going into into someone's kind of like mind, you're in a different world for a short amount of time. It's pretty crazy. But
What kind of difficulties have you had, not just with Oculus Rift, but in the design process in general?
Development-wise, I mean, communication has been a huge thing because like when we first started prototyping and design, we're like 5 people working from 5 different locations. That was really hard to get over. Then when we got the appetite fund, like Ben said, and we moved into a studio, it was much easier to get the development process underway. And I think that's definitely helped, and it's been hurdles on the way. Apart from that, I mean, it's not really been too hard. I mean, we've got great engine, Unreal Engine to work with. Really easy to create your own gameplay, integrate whatever you want into it. Obviously, the Oculus has been fine. And it's mainly just about getting our game out to people and getting it play tested and finding all them bugs and fixing them. It's a lot of work, but I mean, we can't complain.
I guess it's not difficult. Finding out how people play your game is just part of the design process. It's something we kind of have to expect. Like events like this just really give us that an insight into how different people play different games. And making sure that we're delivering on what we want the game to be and what other people's expectation of that game is.
So what platforms are we expecting this on, and when is it out?
PC and Mac. When is it out? Yeah, we'll say this year.
Yeah.
And then check out www.whitepapergames.com to find a release date soon.
Dispose of him.